For much of his career, Sam Heughan has been celebrated as approachable, gracious, and remarkably humble. His iconic role as Jamie Fraser in Outlander not only brought him critical acclaim, but also earned him a fiercely loyal global fan base who admire his warmth both on and off the screen. Yet as Sam steps into one of the greatest challenges of his professional journey, taking on the titular role in Shakespeare's Macbeth under the bold direction of Daniel Radcliffe, he suddenly finds himself facing a very different narrative. Whispers that he has become arrogant, distant, and difficult to work with. After years of building a stellar reputation in both television and film, Sam's decision to return to live theater marks a daring and ambitious leap. But Macbeth is no ordinary production. It is one of Shakespeare's darkest, most demanding tragedies, requiring immense emotional range, psychological endurance, and relentless focus. Portraying a man consumed by ambition, guilt, and paranoia is a milestone for any actor. Yet for Sam, it carries an added weight. This is not just a performance. It is a proving ground to critics, to audiences, and perhaps even to himself. Here lies his chance to transcend the beloved shadow of Jamie Fraser and redefine himself as a serious stage actor. But with that opportunity comes the sharp edge of scrutiny. And long before rehearsals were complete, rumors began to circulate. Reports claimed Sam had grown aloof in rehearsals, isolating himself between scenes, and allegedly projecting an air of superiority. Some unnamed sources suggested he wasn't as approachable as expected, while others implied that his total immersion in the role was creating tension among cast members. In the world of theater, gossip whispers become wildfire. Headlines flared online as Sam Heughan too big for the stage, and Outlander star faces backlash over attitude in Macbeth rehearsals. For devoted fans who knew Sam as kind, generous, and down to earth, the rumors felt both jarring and uncharacteristic. But for others, they fit neatly into an old familiar narrative: fame changes people, and perhaps success had finally gone to his head. The truth, of course, was far more complicated. Rehearsals for Macbeth are notoriously grueling. Actors are expected to strip themselves raw, plumbing the darkest corners of human ambition and despair. Daniel Radcliffe, celebrated for his innovative and demanding direction, is known to push his cast to their absolute limits. For Sam, embodying Macbeth meant inhabiting a man suffocated by paranoia, betrayal, and bloodlust. It isn't hard to see how his deep concentration could be misread as arrogance. Staying in character between takes withdrawing to focus, rehearsing lines obsessively. Such behavior may read as standoffish to outsiders, but in the unforgiving world of Shakespearean theater, it is a necessity. Still perception is powerful. When an actor with Sam's level of fame shows even a hint of distance, it becomes instant fodder for speculation. Much of the problem lies in the expectations that surround him. To millions of Outlander fans, he will always be Jamie Fraser, the romantic hero, endlessly approachable and endlessly kind. But Jamie Fraser does not walk into the rehearsal room of Macbeth. Sam Heughan does. And Sam is an actor who must protect his craft, his focus, and his ability to transform into a man consumed by destructive ambition. The dissonance between the fan's idealized image and the actor's professional reality is fertile ground for misunderstanding. What some read as arrogance may in truth be the exact discipline required to succeed in one of Shakespeare's most brutal roles. So, why did the arrogance rumors take root so quickly? The answer is simple. People love a scandal. A humble star accused of becoming too big for his boots is a narrative that sells. The press thrives on building up its heroes only to question their fall. And with Sam returning to the stage after years of dominating the screen, the timing was perfect for gossip to flourish. Yet those who had worked with him consistently described Sam as generous, collaborative, and deeply respectful. Could one of television's most beloved actors really have changed so dramatically? Or was something being misinterpreted in the shadows of a rehearsal hall? As speculation grew louder, Sam Heughan finally chose to respond. In a rare interview, he addressed the rumors, directly dismantling the suggestion that he was arrogant and opening a window into what was truly happening behind the curtain of Macbeth. What he revealed was far more compelling than scandal. He offered the truth about his cast, his director, and the sheer intensity of bringing Shakespeare's most haunted couple to life. Sam could easily have ignored the gossip. For much of his career, silence had been his shield. He rarely dignified rumors with comment, preferring to let headlines fade into the churn of the news cycle. But this time was different. With Macbeth poised to mark a defining chapter in his career, Sam refused to let half-truths tarnish his return to the stage. In the interview, his voice was calm but underscored with steel. "I've heard the talk," he admitted, "but the idea that I'm arrogant or difficult couldn't be further from the truth. I take my work seriously. Yes, I give it everything I have, and sometimes that focus can be misread. But arrogance, that's not who I am." For the first time in months, Sam spoke with striking candor about how he was being perceived. He made it clear that his intensity during rehearsals was born not of ego, but of respect for Shakespeare's text, for the audience, and for the sacred craft of acting itself. "When you're playing Macbeth, you owe it your full attention," he explained. "The character demands it. But when rehearsal ends, I'm just Sam, and I'm incredibly proud to be part of a cast that already feels like family." Central to that family is actress Leah Williams, who portrays Lady Macbeth. For weeks, gossip had hinted at tension between the lead stories of cold interactions and clashing egos. But Sam painted a starkly different picture. "Working with Leah has been extraordinary," he said. "She's a powerhouse, brilliant, fearless, and she challenges me in the best possible way. On stage, what we build is fierce and raw. Off stage, it's rooted in trust and collaboration. Far from strained, their partnership sounded like the heartbeat of the production." Sam emphasized that a tragedy so drenched in manipulation, ambition, and bloodshed required absolute trust between its central players. "You can't dive into those depths unless you know someone has your back," he added. And Leah absolutely does. Sam also praised director Daniel Radcliffe, whose vision has set the production's tone. Known for his relentless risk-taking approach, Radcliffe demands vulnerability and honesty from his actors. "Daniel is relentless, but in the best way," Sam admitted with a smile. "He doesn't let us settle for the easy choice. Every scene, every moment he pushes us, what's really happening here? It's exhausting, but exhilarating. He's created an environment where we can take risks without fear." Far from a fractured rehearsal room, Sam described one alive with mutual respect and artistic hunger. If there was intensity, it belonged not to arrogance, but to ambition, the kind demanded by the character, not the actor. Sam went further, highlighting his camaraderie with the entire cast. From young ensemble players to seasoned veterans, he described late-night conversations, shared meals, and bursts of laughter that cut through Shakespeare's darkest lines. "People forget how much joy there is in the work," he reflected. "Yes, it's intense, yes, it's demanding, but between scenes, there's so much laughter. This cast supports each other in ways the audience may never see, but they'll feel it on stage." He singled out younger actors for special praise, admiring their fearlessness and energy. "They remind me why we do this," he said warmly. "Theater isn't about one person, it's about all of us telling the story together." Sam's words quickly resonated with fans online. Many leapt to his defense. "This is the Sam we know," one wrote. "Focused, dedicated, but never arrogant." Others applauded his honesty, noting that his defense of his castmates proved the opposite of arrogance. It showed humility, gratitude, and leadership. Even the press began to shift its tone. Headlines once hinting at tension now read, "Heughan sets the record straight on Macbeth rumors." Another praised him for offering rare transparency into the secrecy of rehearsal life. Yet his rebuttal raised a broader question: why are stars like him so vulnerable to this kind of rumor in the first place? The answer lies in the fragile nature of fame. When an actor becomes adored for playing a romantic hero like Jamie Fraser, any departure from that image feels like betrayal. Fans expect warmth and approachability at all times, even when the actor is shouldering the emotional wreckage of a Shakespearean tragedy. Sam's comments reminded the world that actors are in the end human. They carry moods, stresses, and the heavy burden of roles that sometimes demand withdrawal. What may appear as arrogance is more often simply the cost of the craft. As opening night for Macbeth draws near, Sam's words have reshaped the story. No longer cast as the arrogant star, he has reclaimed his image as the dedicated craftsman determined to give audiences every ounce of his talent. By sharing the truth about his cast, he revealed not division but unity. Still, one question remains when the curtain finally rises: will his brilliance silence the doubters once and for all, or will whispers of arrogance linger in the wings waiting for another chance to strike? One thing is certain: Sam Heughan is ready to let his performance speak louder than any rumor ever could. One thing is certain: Sam Heughan is ready to let his performance speak louder than any rumor ever could. But theater, like life, is unpredictable. The curtain may rise on thunderous applause or on silence so heavy it could crush even the strongest spirit. Perhaps when the lights dim and the first line escapes his lips, the doubts will vanish, consumed by the raw power of his performance. Or perhaps the whispers, faint and poisonous, will cling to him long after the final bow, waiting for the smallest crack to echo once more. Because that is the strange, fragile truth of fame: it is never really in the actor's hands. Reputation, like theater, belongs as much to the audience as to the performer. And in the dark, where stories are born and reputations tested, a single rumor can outlive the truth itself. So, when Sam Heughan steps onto that stage, carrying both the burden of Macbeth and the weight of expectation, the world will be watching, not just for the brilliance of a performance, but for an answer to a deeper question. Is this the moment he conquers doubt and reshapes his legacy? Or is it only the beginning of a darker tale where ambition, like Macbeth's own curse, leaves shadows that no spotlight can truly erase? The stage will decide.